Oros versus Feather.
Sweet.
A tale as old as time.
So the card that pops out to me is Reckless Rage and God's Willing in these two from the Boros Feather side that I see to be important cards. Obviously, Feather itself. What cards do you see from the Orozoria side?
The Blessing, Spell Pierce main board. And then and obviously Helioid's Punishment. Will definitely be a card to lose all of ability, so they might put that on the Feather so that they lose the ability to get their cards back.
Right.
So, and there we go. Two solid openers here for both players here. Thank you, Shram. Oh, mind you, they don't want to run the Shram
into removal.
Yeah. So it's probably a better play to go Plains, Shram Plains, and leave up current matches Blessing. So they have the Blessing or the Cartouche. And draw a card.
I love how the Orozoria deck can draw cards.
Yep. And now they have a Feather.
A Feather in hand, yeah.
Feather in hand, or drew a Feather. You definitely want to draw a Feather.
Do you think playing the Feather here was really smart?
Yeah. They don't have any good removal per se.
Mm-hmm.
In the Oris deck, they're just pretty much trying to suit up a bunch of pants. They can attack in for 4. If I don't think Feather wants to block there, they can take the damage all day. But they're attempting to put Curious Deception on, which they could and have it protected for Blessing.
Yeah, I like that. It also draws a card every time he attacks, and he can, at the moment, at least attack through the Feather.
Yeah.
For the moment.
And draws a second card.
Yeah.
If he could play the Spirit Dancer.
Uh-huh.
That is a much damage. And then draws another card. Because who doesn't love drawing cards?
Mm-hmm. As long as you don't just draw land.
Ooh. That's a fight. Fight is 1. So you can almost go Legionnaire, fight is 1, target a bunch of stuff, and then fight is 1 again. But actually it goes to exile. Do they want the second God's Willing? I think they want I would prefer to have land.
Yeah.
I want that card.
Yeah.
And that actually, and the Arcanist has protection from white.
Which means he can attack. No, not the Arcanist. The 10th District.
Legionnaire?
Yeah.
10th District Legionnaire.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yes. But now they have a Reckless Rage, which now...
I love Reckless Rage. That is such a phenomenal card. It's a great removal spell. It does everything you want almost.
Mm-hmm. And now the engine has begun for Oros here. Draw 2 cards. There's another Drake, which could be another draw another card, but I think they want to keep the 1 mana open for the Blessing.
So, at what point do you play the Blessing? Only, like, from the Boros side, from the Feather side, do you want to block Sharam?
Yeah,
and
you can
use
block
God's
SRAM.
Willing.
Yep. You already know they have the God's Willing because it bounces it back to their hand at the end of turn. But
He's totally going to get blown out of the water here.
Who did you say left?
Mythic.
it has indestructible. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Feather has indestructible. So he
Which
can
means
block
that
the
blessing
5/5.
isn't going to do anything.
Nope. And then Fires 1 comes back. There's Reckless Rage.
He still has 2 mana open though, which
You can almost say go.
I mean he could, right?
Yep. But I think they're just trying to bait in any damage.
Telling you, having that blessing in hand is going to be very beneficial, but like it almost feels like the Feather deck has the tools to fight around it.
They're doing the damage now. I think they should have went with the 1/1. That's 4 damage to that and 2 damage to...
Do you let that die, or do you
No,
protect
it's
it?
only 4 damage. But I think it's just so that they have it. So they can Reckless... Okay. So now they can Reckless Rage it again.
Huh.
It's going to come back to hand. Right, because the Closet comes back in your hand is still at your end step. So Reckless Rage would still come back in your hand. So now they waste a...
Oh, why? I don't understand why he wouldn't use Fight as 1 in response.
It's 4 damage and 1 damage and 2 damage. Now you gotta grow these things. Get the Cardouche, draw some more cards. Hushbringer doesn't really ETB hurt. Selfless Savior helps a little bit. They can play land, have Loris into play, and leave 1 mana open if they wanted to. But now Feather is just going to do the exact same thing where they're going to get their Reckless Rage back.
Right.
So now they can Fight as 1.
Fight as 1 is not what I thought it was.
Yeah. It's just indestructible. So
Right.
God's Willing, put protection from
White.
white, yep. And Scry's 2.
Which is actually kind of funny because you're putting a white
Scry's
spell
1.
on it.
Yep. And then Fight as 1. Boom, boom. Grow the 10th Legionnaire. Give the other 2 indestructible. So you block the 2 biggest things.
Take very little damage.
Take no damage at all.
Right.
Now, if lifelink was the thing, then
Thank goodness it's not. Holy
not.
Batman.
now they get all their cards back in their hand. They can put a stop on their upkeep if they wanted to.
For what though?
God's Willing to scry if they wanted to at this point. Now they get Reckless Rage, bang, bang. Get rid of the Hushbringer.
How do you not try and take out Spirit Dancer?
Ooh, hello, friend.
I guess you go to Dome with that?
You can also, since they also control a wizard too. Now they can, in theory, they could say go or fight as one.
Shadow the Skulls. I love that card.
Yep. But now they can go protection from white.
Does that mean they get to attack through?
Yep, they can attack through for 9. Down, put them down to 3. And end step, bring everything back.
How did the Hushbreaker make it through? What was cast on it?
Oh,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, there's another flyer. I think they're looking for a staggering insight. But I think in response, you might see a reckless rage on something. But I don't think it's going to matter too much. They're going to draw a card. That's a selfless savior. That's a 12. That's 12.
So they want to do something before then, right?
Yes. Oh. And the funny thing is that they have a Wizard's Lightning, so they're just going to draw the Wizard's Lightning and just dome them for the win.
They just got to get through this round.
Yes.
This turn.
Yeah. There's the blue mana. Because their creatures do not have lifelink.
Which is great.
Yes. If they drew an insight, then that pretty much would have just shut off the deck right there.
Right.
Attack for a bunch. They'll do the fight as one thing again. Human, non-human. Do the human. Do the non-human.
So they block the Spirit Dancer and take 5.
Yep.
And then untap and just dome them for 3.
Pretty much.
Sweet.
Feather doing feather things.
Well, it's definitely a signature move for Sweet and Salty. Dome for the win.
Dome for the win.
Wow.
Banefire for the win.
I feel like better words could be used for that sentence.
Can we say it on stream?
That's my issue.
And now we just go bolt, win,
3 to the face.
3 to the face.
Take that.
Happens.
It does happen. Moving into the sideboards here. Thank you very much to MTG Melee, Wizards of the Coast for allowing me to run this event. Top 8 will get an invite to February's weekend qualifier. You get to skip the grind, which I definitely would do. Because it's a paid event, I also get the opportunity to do cash prizing and also have Arena gems to give away, thanks to Brad Nelson and Wizards of the Coast. So thank you very much. Huge shout outs to all of you guys. Thank you very much, Kiltbag Canada, for joining me in the booth as always. Sweet and Salty for being the backbone of this channel. I love that she helps me out with this. She is amazing. And of course, if you want to play in a non-paid event, we run our preliminaries every month. The next one is next weekend for Kessel Run. Next weekend,
And
right?
it's historic. Yep.
Yeah, and it's historic, yeah. Which is also why I'm pretty happy that we got to do this, because we got to see a lot of decks before next weekend. So we definitely are going to be a lot more prepared, and we get to see if anything changed. And if anything changes within a week. Because isn't it after this set championship that they're doing alterations to Alchemy?
Yes.
Yeah, which will affect standard, historic.
And then the new set for Kamigawa comes out, which will shake up the format once again.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
and the new alchemy set for Kamigawa.
That's in
Hello,
February though, right?
Fragmentize.
The next set
Fragmentize
that comes
is
out in February, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So they could go 10th District Legionnaire. Or they can just say go.
Hmm.
Because they have Fragmentize, but that is a sorcery speed, but they also have Defiant Strike. But knowing lore on the aura side, only a Helioid's Punishment in hand in 3 lands.
It's so tough, right? Like, I mean, what kind of removal spells does the Azorius combo have besides Deck and Stone?
The on the Azorius side, they did bring in some portable holes.
That's pretty good.
So portable holes, they could bring the Satorian Drakes to block the protection from the 10th Legionnaires, the Alchemists, the Feather. But Legionnaire with Reckless Lage, let's go. Boom, boom. Bang, bang. But it's still targeted it, so they'll get to scry. That is a land.
They need a land. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they're putting it to the bottom, but with that fourth
Mind you,
land,
they can cast everything in their hand here, so
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. But with that fourth land, like, you have the opportunity to draw into like a feather or something and have mana open for it,
yeah.
which is kind of where the approach I was taking.
And they draw into another Helioid's Punishment.
And what does that do?
So what that does, Helioid's Punishment, has 4 task counters. You have to tap it, remove a counter. If there's no task counters on it, destroy punishment.
Yeah, and it can't block or attack.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good.
Ooh,
It's pretty good
and
removal spell.
You know what's also a good removal spell?
What?
Godspelling.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because they targeted the Legionnaire, which means the Helioid's Punishment falls off.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's great that you can do that after it's been played. I honestly thought that you could only do that while it's on the stack.
Oh, but they could still do it here, so.
Yeah. Good, and they have another one in hand.
Yeah.
Which is actually amazing.
Mm-hmm. But I think they want Feather. As soon as they get Feather down, then they can start. So, God's Willing, Scry twice. Protection from white, it's going to fall off. That's what.
So they're going to bottom the land that's on the top?
I think they just want to get rid of the Helioid. They want to keep the Fragmentized for, say, the Aether Tunnel or any of the problematic
right
enchantments.
Yep. Definitely Wizard's Blessing is going to be held for Luros.
Yes.
But they're with a Selfless Savior in hand, that's going to pose as a big problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here comes Luros.
Yes, yes, yes.
And now you can constantly protect yourself with Selfless Savior.
And now they could easily just fragmentize at the upkeep. Yeah, I guess fragmentize can't because he can't block. So now they can really attack for 3. Wizard's Lightning.
Why? Why would you go for the Selfless Savior?
think to get rid of it now. Removes the counter. Yeah. Showdown of the Skulls. Land, Deck and Stone. Hey, Deck and Stone's pretty good.
Deck and Stone is really good, mostly because it gets around Selfless Savior.
And Fragmentize that. Now they have to leave them the option of, do you cast the Savior or do you cast the Punishment? You cast the Punishment, then you attack in for 5, which is probably the better play here.
Especially since Loris has lifelink.
Yep. Gains a bit of life. They get up to 5. Curious Deception on Shram. Well, actually that'll be up to 6. Portable Hole.
Why would you put it on
the Legionnaire?
Loris? Why would you put Curious Deception on Loris? Just like, I know it's got lifelink, but
More damage.
trying to maximize
Now they
his
get
damage.
Portable Hole, which they get the draw card from Shram.
Wow.
Actually, don't, because it's actually attack for 6, down to 2.
Do you play the Drake here?
I believe, yeah, I would.
I would
play the
play it.
Drake. Yeah, I play the Drake, and then you also have the cure, and you have the Blessing too. So,
Yep.
and upkeep. Just figure out if there's a way out. If not, they're just go straight to game 3.
Being the feather player that you are, have you ever put Loris in your deck? Like, clearly it couldn't be a companion unless you weren't playing feather. But
Yes, that's the only way you can actually get a play. It would be if you are a featherless deck.
but if you put it in the main deck as opposed to the companion, like there's a
Yes.
lot of powerful spells, like creatures and stuff, in feather that you would want to bring back. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. And our opponent and P card says, "No, you're not doing the last 2 damage. I'm doing the last 2 damage."
Yeah. So we're moving on to game 3. Oh, see, I did it. Kill Guy Canada.
What'd you do?
Got to change
round?
the round number.
All
It's okay. At least I got it for the last game.
right, here we go. Last round. This matchup probably will determine who will get that invite.
Yeah.
Possibly who will get that invite.
And you really want feather, eh?
I love me some feather.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see it play.
Opening hand
That's a great opening hand.
for both players. Yes,
Yeah.
it's like land. Sogai Lantern say go.
Do you play Lantern so early? Or do you want to play with a target in hand? Like for the graveyard?
That's true too. So, I think you probably want to keep the target in hand. So knowing that they have Luris, so definitely you'll see this Legionnaire attack for 2. Let's
Oh, yeah.
go.
On turn 2, that's going to be amazing.
Yes, let's go. And
Drake.
there's your roadblock.
Oh, and there's the answer.
Yep. It does. I don't think it matters too much.
I don't think it matters either, but having a deck and stone is huge.
Yep.
It's a great way to get rid of it.
Yes.
And while he was tapped out, so that way he can't be spell pierced or blessinged.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really smart play. I like that a lot. I guess he has no choice, right? He needs to play.
A Spirit Dancer
Yeah.
and hold up Blessing.
Oh, I guess
Mind
you
your
can hold up spell pierce too, eh?
Well, there's also a Deck and Stone too, so. Ooh, this is going to be a big blowout here, so.
Yeah, well, he can protect that.
And it gets around Spell Pierce. Actually, no, wait, it does not get around Spell Pierce.
It also doesn't get around Blessing.
So it's going to get pierced. Still attacking for 3. It says go. And now the life gain begins.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Awesome. Sentinel Eyes. He still has Blessing or Curious Obsession.
Well, but now they have a Deck and Stone.
Oh, yeah. But doesn't Blessing stop that?
Nope, it gets indestructible.
Huh.
Or this is just straight up, see you later.
Yeah, no, it gives it Hexproof.
You have Hexproof? Oh.
Yeah,
Then
it's
I'm
the
sorry,
white.
Chad.
Yeah, it's the white version of the green Blessing card.
All right, well, now we just get rid of the Blessing.
Yeah, for sure. Very smart.
And now you have to deal with a 10, a 6/8.
How many mana does he have? You can only hit him for 4.
Well, now you get in for more.
Ooh, that's really good.
Oh, there's Sentinel Eyes right there. Oh.
Oh, Curious Obsession, Sentinel Eyes.
Obsession, yep. And they haven't hit land drop yet.
They haven't played their land drop?
They can go inside again
If they want to, yeah.
if they want to, but Sentinel Eyes is just more, it's just backbreaking at this point. Yep. That's 12. They gotta draw a card, see if they can naturally hit something.
No.
Do not. Activate the ability. Attack for 12. Down to 2.
Oh,
And draw 2 cards. And it looks like Oros is going to take this matchup here.
oh, Feather is way too late.
Yep.
Way too late.
Like, Feather can block. But that's it.
Yeah.
And Oros takes it down 2-1 over Boris Feather.
That's a sad defeat for Boris Feather.